So let us go to the step definition again. So what we actually need to do over here is when we provide any parameter over here, when we actually provide any argument over here, what we need to do, we need to put a brackets over here as well, right? To our regular expression that we have written. Then only it will gonna work, right? Because then only it will come to know that this thing is mapped with this thing. Otherwise, how will it be knowing that this is mapped to this particular regular expression? So this is what is defined in Cucumber, that if you write your brackets over here, then this bracket will actually be mapped with this bracket. And in case it happens that when you have like two scenarios like this, one over here and let's say one after password, then you need to add two arguments over here. Let's say right now I've taken username and password with two different steps. If I take something like valid enter valid username and password, then I actually need to give it like this, and then for the password like this, and then I need to add another argument, that is string password. So the number of arguments that you have, the same thing you need to provide it to your step definition as well. Right. So let me just remove this for the time being. All right. So now if I run this thing again, save this and run this thing again, and let us see what will happen. So see, everything got successfully executed over here. You'll see that two different scenarios, right? Even the steps are different and the code that got executed was different. So for the valid scenario, valid thing happens. For the invalid scenario, all the invalid code got executed, right? So this is how we can add arguments to our steps as well, right? Now let us go back to the feature file, and again, if you look at this feature file, will you be able to identify that which keyword we were actually converting into parameters over here? Which keyword we were actually using? Just by looking at this feature file, you'll not be able to identify that. So what we can do, we'll write our keywords into double quotes like this. See, it got highlighted. And now we should be able to know that what is our keyword, right? Similarly, I'm gonna do the same thing over here like this, right? And when I save this, see, I'm getting again, it is saying that the step is not matching. So what we need to do, we need to do the same thing over here as well. I need to add this in double quotes as well. But when I add this thing in double quote, this will be treated as one string and this will be treated as another string. So what we need to do instead, we need to add a backslash over here and a backslash over here. Same thing I need to do it over here. This and this like this. Then this like this. Right, now when we save this, and we'll go over here, save this. Now it will actually gonna match those steps. And if we run, there won't be any change in the execution. So let us run this, say run as JUnit test, and you're gonna see that everything got successfully executed. All right. Now let's again go back to the feature file and let us look at our scenarios. We have two different scenarios over here, right? One with valid username, valid password, one with invalid username, invalid password. Let's say if I add two more scenarios where I can enter valid username and valid password, and then in the next I'll enter invalid username and valid password, I can have a number of permutation and combination. So in order to do that, I'll be adding n number of scenarios over here, right? Instead of doing this, I can parameterize this thing as well, right? Parameterization, as in instead of writing this thing, these scenarios again and again, I can just add something called as examples over here, right? And examples, what I'm gonna do, I'll say, let's say this one is username. So I'll say username, then we have password, then we have login type, right? And then username, I'll gonna, let's say I enter first valid username, I'll enter valid password, then the login should be successful, right? And then I'll enter invalid username, I'll enter invalid password, then the login should not be successful. Right. So over here, we need to tell our keywords that, see, I'm getting some error over here. Why this error is there? Because when you are creating parameterization, when you write examples over here, you need to mention your scenario as scenario outline. See, the error is gone, right? And now, what we need to do, we need to put these things, our keywords, like this, so that they should be picked up by like the examples that we are writing. And to tell the column names, we'll just copy this keywords and add it over here. This is our password. This is our login type, right? Now again we are getting some errors. Let us see why we are getting, again it is saying that username does not have a matching glue code. Why? Because if I go to login step, then you can see, I mean, we have given from small a till capital Z over here, right? And over here we are adding this bracket over here. So what if I just make a mistake? If I just add a space over here, and I'll run this test again and see what will happen. See, I got some expression like this. So this expression means everything. It will gonna accept every character, every alphabet, everything that we have provided. So instead of giving this, I can just copy and paste this thing, this regular expression, right? So this one is the most frequently used regular expression in Cucumber steps. So now if I run this thing again, now if I right click, run as JUnit test, you'll see that both the tests are executed, valid, invalid, and every step got successfully executed and we have actually parameterized it. Now you can keep on adding more parameters over here in the examples, and you're gonna see that this will be executed. All the examples valid, then invalid, it will be executed like this. Right, so this is how you can perform parameterization with Cucumber.